Garbage art? Yes, garbage art. Honestly, I did not know where to start, and my brain sounded a little bit like this, empty and no ideas. And then it hit me. I was going to make something I call Animal Kingdom. Let me show you what it's all about. Animal Kingdom is a playground palace for students to make their own garbage art animals while learning about vertebrates. Each vertebrate has their own room in the palace. Magic Land is the place that all the animals can play together regardless of their normal habitat. I want students to be creative and use their imagination while learning about the animal kingdom. Let me show you how I made it. First things first, to the drawing board. The hardest part for me is taking my idea and actually putting it on paper and making it into real life. I knew I wanted it to be some sort of play place where students can make their own garbage art and play with it, but I didn't really know what it was going to look like, and then it hit me. This desk has been outside my house for several months now, and I've really been wanting to repurpose it, so what better way than to make Animal Kingdom with it? The first thing I did was take out the drawers and make some sort of configuration for how this palace was going to fit together. I ended up taking out all the knobs and kind of demolishing the desk and taking off all those bits and pieces to make sure they all fit nicely together. This is the final configuration that I came up with. I had a good start on my project, but my brain was back to this, empty and no ideas. To the drawing board again. I wanted each room to have a different habitat that made sense with the type of vertebrate. So for fish, I knew I wanted to make some sort of ocean with shells and sand, for example. I laid out all my pieces getting ready to spray paint, and I spray painted and did lots more spray painting. I thought spray painting in the garage was the perfect idea because I didn't want to ruin the grass, and I was like, oh, one door open will be fine, but the fumes were not so great, and my sweatshirt didn't really do much to help with that, but I ended up getting the process finished. I really wanted my structure to be sturdy, and honestly, any chance I can use the drill, I'm going to take it. I don't know why, but I think they're super fun to use. Like I said earlier, this desk had been sitting out for several months, so some of the wood was kind of warped and janky, and I did try just setting the boxes on top of each other, but I found that they were kind of wobbly and not put together nicely. And like this piece, I took two ends of the shelf and put them together, kind of pounded them with the hammer, so I really wanted them to make sure that they weren't going to be falling apart. This part of the project was definitely my favorite. I found that assembling everything together with the drill was definitely my little Bob the Builder moment, and I really enjoyed it. The next thing I did was cut up some craft paper so it fit nicely in the boxes. On some of the paper I cut off probably a centimeter too much, so then I had to cut off little slivers later on in the process to try and cover up for my mistake, which was a little irritating, but that's okay. That's how crafts work sometimes. And then I took those pieces of paper and even some felt, and then I glued it all into the boxes. Here's my little before moment. And after I had all of my paper glued down. This process of gluing paper down was not super exciting, so here's me fast forwarding to skip all that. Here's the final product. This is my little garbage art dog, and so this is what I would expect my students to do. Make a little animal and then put it in the corresponding spot.